Hey everybody, it's Buckwsr putting the do into do-it-yourself. Here's the 98 Bounder motorhome, our do-it-yourself project today. I've been meaning to get around to this for a long time. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but hey, you see what you're looking at there? That's a doghouse. No, it's dark in here. I've removed the lid, and I'm going to try to refinish it. I've been ambivalent up till now on how to do this. I used to have carpet glued to it with a real thick carpet glue that's like impossible to remove. So I'm going to try something else for what it's worth. Plasti-Dip camo. I've chosen a brownish color like the color of the lid on this can. Have you ever used this before? Well, I set the doghouse lid up out here in my shed since it's a little rainy today, and we're going to go try to apply some Plasti-Dip to this to see what happens. It's not a big risk because if it doesn't work out, the Plasti-Dip product supposedly will peel off when you're ready to be done with it or to change out the color or whatever. So let me set this tripod up and shake a couple of cans of the Plasti-Dip, and we'll see what we can do here. Okay, maybe you can hear the pitter-patter of rain on the roof of my shed here. I'm just putting a little masking tape over the hinges. Not all of the hinge, but part of it. Like I said, I was unable to completely remove all of the glue. Hopefully that's not going to be a big impediment to the adhesion of the product, but we're going to find out. Never used this before. It looks like it's going to come out in a traditional spray paint style. Hold it, shake often, 12 to 16 inches from surface, multiple coats. So let's give it a shot. All right, so that's the first coat. It says wait 30 minutes between coats, so that's what I'm going to do. And so far, it's looking promising. All right, I'll be back. All right, let's do some more coating here. Okay, that's a couple of good coats. I'm going to give it another 30 minutes and come back for coat number 3. Well, it's time for our third coat. Amazingly, I'm still on the very first can. I bought 6 of these cans, which appears to be way more than I'm actually going to need. Well, there's 3 coats, and I think it looks okay, not great. I think right now the way that the coat has a more of a glossy finish, it actually accentuates all the imperfections in the finish that's on there. Because like I told you, I left so much of the old carpet glue, it was just impossible to get it off. We'll give it time to dry, and I'll add a 4th coat, and we'll come back and see. So far, so good. Okay, let's try our 4th coat, breaking out can number 2. Running out of daylight, so. All right, that's it. All right, we're gonna let it dry overnight, and tomorrow we'll see how it looks after it's fully dry. Okay, well, back inside the RV, you can see the easy part of the job is done. We did the cover. We could take that off and do it in another location, but I still have to prepare and apply the Plasti-Dip brown to the rest of the doghouse, and that is going to be a little bit more involved because when it comes time to paint it, I'm going to have to mask off the floor. I'm going to have to cover the captain's chairs and the wall. So I have a lot of work to do in preparing that. As you can see here, I still got some of the fibers from the carpet that had previously been on top of it. So I've got to clean this up, prepare it, and spend some time masking off all of this area so that we can get out the Plasti-Dip and spray this part here inside the coach. But I really feel putting that in place now, it looks really good to me. So it's coming along. Well, here we are for our final stage in this project, and I'm not going to lie, it was a lot of work masking off this whole area, covering the seats and protecting the floor and the side wall and the dash from potential overspray. Also got some plastic bags there on top of the motor. And now it's time to spray this guy. My strategy is I'm going to start with the sides because I got to climb over the chairs to get there. This RV does not have a driver's door, so getting over there is a challenge between the steering wheel and the driver's seat. I'm going to start on that side, then I'm going to do the passenger side, and then the top, and finally the front edge. So, here we go. Wish me luck. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. It's not coming out quite right yet. Okay, let's try this again. Well, this is it. Third coat, that should do it. Oh, so I put it on pretty heavy. Well, now it's time for some cleanup. I'm starting to like it. Alright, I'll continue my cleanup and then I'll show you how it looks at the end. There is one final step that I want to show you, and that's reattaching the hold down hardware to the Doghouse. So I've got the lid up here on the table, and what you have is I've got some of the hardware pieces right here, and what you have is this piece here, which is going to attach right here to each side of the Doghouse, and then you have this piece here which attaches over to the base on either side there. Alright, so these are held on with rivets, so I picked up some rivets, and I also made some backing plates because this is a fiberglass type material, soft, and also the hole here is drilled out a little bit bigger, and I've got 1/8, the rivets I have are 1/8 inch, so you need a 1/8 inch hole, which is exactly what we have on these pieces. But these are bigger than that, and I don't want them to pull through, so I thought I would put I'd put a backing plate here in the back, and the rivet would go through the front the clip, the Doghouse fiberglass, and the backing plate, and that would be pretty secure. So I'm kind of making this up as I go, and I'm not sure how long of a rivet to use. That one actually seems to be a bit small, so let's try something a little bit bigger. So this looks like the 3/8 inch. Let me try that. Move this out here. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Zoom in just a little bit closer. Here's our tool. I haven't used this in a long time, probably years. All right, we'll try one of these backing plates that I made out of a piece of scrap metal. So that looks about right. Actually, I might want a rivet that's even longer. But we'll give this a try and see what happens. Worst case scenario, we can drill it out and put in a longer one if necessary. Well, I think that worked pretty good. Now I'll try it again on the other one, and hopefully the holes will align. Yeah, that's good. There you go. That worked pretty good. So that's on there. That feels pretty secure. I'll give you a look at the other side. And you can see the backing plate that I put on there. All right. So good. We'll do that to the other side, and then we'll go over and put the these pieces on the base. Okay, so let's try and install these hold down clamps here on the base of the doghouse. They go about like this. So once again, I've got the hardware, the rivet, the hardware through the doghouse, backing plate that I fabricated on this side, and now hopefully that can stay in place while we use the tool. All right. Now, hopefully it's all going to line up here. Hopefully. So it goes through the bottom. About right. Tough to see, I know. This one's a little short. Oh, I don't have it completely through. There we go. Now we're all the way through and through our backing plate. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, so that's the hold down hardware mounted both on the lid and now here on the base. I just put it all back together and we'll be good to go. Okay, so there it is. What do you think? Looks pretty good with some sunlight coming in on it, giving it a little bit of a sheen. It's nice. But I've got it back in place. It's completely painted with the Plasti-Dip. We've got our tie-down hardware back on. There is this console that sits on top of it, which I will eventually put back in. And there it is. Man, this was a long time coming. I'm really glad we finally did it. Thank you for putting up with all the spray painting you had to watch me do. Hopefully the music helped. And it's great to have this project done. Hope you learned a few things along the way. Appreciate you watching. Subscribe to this channel for more Bounder RV DIY projects. And I'll look forward to seeing you on our next video. Bye-bye, everyone.